Hi everyone, welcome to the Crone Zone, Conversations with the Ancients. And this is my friend Heather, and we're here to share all kinds of information, spiritual, crone-like, anything you can imagine. I'm nervous, it's my first live, and I'm so excited to be here. I'm getting teary, so I'm going to turn it on to Heather, and then we'll come back to me.
Well, in that case, we'll do a card for before the show, okay? And there's two cards, and this one is called Starseed Oracle Cards, and it's by Rebecca Campbell. And I used these a lot during the COVID because they always made me feel good. They're very positive cards. So I thought I'd draw two cards. So one of them is what they want you to know, and the other one is what they want you to do. So we'll take
I can't imagine what the cards are going to be today.
I don't know. They're different every time. I got two cards automatically. Okay.
Awesome.
The first one is I remember. It's your soul plan. Your fated life. So you should remember that. They know that you are remembering part of it.
Can you? Awesome.
Let me put that over there. And the second card is Karmic Relationships. It's made with Orion energy and polarity, and it's talking about soul growth. So that's what you want to do, is help grow your soul.
I think that's what we're all here to do. I think that's what we've all been doing for a while now.
And that's kind of like what the show's about. So.
Exactly. Perfect for our show. Anyway, my name's Priscilla. I'm a light worker, an energy healer, psychic, medium, and channeler, and a very young one.
My fault.
Oops. Wrong button.
My fault.
Anyway, I'll be sharing channeled information from my guides, my higher self, and other sources throughout the time that we're doing this. So I'm going to let Heather tell you a little bit about herself, and then I'll come back to my background.
Okay. I'm Heather, and I'm a psychic. I'm also a medium, and I haven't talked much about it. Not even my family knows a lot. But I do read tarot cards, and we did start with the oracle cards. But when I was a kid, I had a lot of experiences that I didn't think were all that different. There was like a child, when I was a child, in bed at night, I would wake up and there would be this lady standing at the back of my bed, and I always wondered who it was, and it was just not fully, not like a real person.
Not fully formed.
Right.
Wow.
But I could see what she was wearing. I never did see what her face exactly was, but that happened several times, and then I mentioned it to my mom, and she did some research and said that she had found that there was a woman who had lived in that house at one time that lost a daughter about my age. So she was just coming in to check on me.
And did that happen your whole childhood? How many years?
Oh, I don't know. It happened about 5 or 6 times.
Wow.
It was kind of cool.
That's interesting.
And then I also had a dog that I was able to tell that there was something wrong before we knew she was hit by a car. And they actually kicked me out of the kitchen so that I wouldn't see her. And then I had read a story about healing hands, and she did survive the
car wreck.
And I had read a story about healing hands, and I thought, I wonder if I got those. So I would put my hands on her and try to use energy and all sorts of things to help her heal faster. I don't know if it worked, but that was
knowing
my first
you,
time.
I'm sure it worked, since you are a healer.
Yes, I am a healer. Yes, and even the teachers at work, when I was working, would come to see me to take away headaches, or if something hurt, they would come in and say, "Can you fix this?" And I would go fix it. And it was anybody who had seen me was always back. So evidently it must do something, because they came back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and then I started working in metaphysical fairs and psychic fairs, which is how I found you, because I was looking for a new place to go. And your website for your psychic fair showed up 3 times. The very first thing showed up was your website.
Knock, knock, knock.
Yep.
Destiny awaits.
Yep. So I decided, okay, I gotta go. So I went. And that's how I met you.
Indeed.
What did you do?
Well, my background is actually healthcare, probably 30 years in healthcare. And then I ended up marrying a psychic when I lived in England, and we moved back to the States in 2003. And I've met a bunch of wonderful women in the area that we were living. They were all interested in improving themselves and their spiritual growth. And we became a tribe. And when my friends' shops shut down, we turned our barn into a wellness center.
Cool.
And we started doing yoga and meditation and all kinds of different classes and people in teaching different things, showing us different modalities. Mm-hmm. It was an incredible group of people, and I still miss those gals. They were fantastic. And then I got in during that time when we opened the Wellness Center. I had taken the Reconnection, the healing course from Eric Pearl. So I really started doing a lot of healing work, and then that's when I met Heather. Okay. And we started working together. So
where did you do your healing? I mean, it's at the center, but
at the
you
center,
work a lot with animals?
I was raising horses, gypsy cobs from England, and I did a lot of work on my horses and pets, anything that would let me near them. I would practice my energy healing with. So that went from, I think, 2009 to I met Heather in 2012, and I'd always worked alone. But once Heather and I got together, it was obvious that we were supposed to work together, and my husband had had messages to that effect. So there we go. From then to recently, we've been doing healing work on Mother Earth as well as the planetary grid, and remote healing on friends and family and whoever needed us.
We even invented a new modality.
And we did invent a new modality. You want to talk
can't
about
teach
that?
It. Yeah. Well, it's kind of like the chemistry when you talk about putting 2 compounds together. I mean, 2 elements together. You get a compound. In our case, we get an element.
It's a whole new element.
It's a whole new energy.
That goes right over my head. I have no clue what that means, but that's what we've been told. Take it for what it's worth, right?
Right.
I lost my husband in 2015, and that's actually when my psychic abilities started kicking in. We moved from where we were living to Texas, and one time my family was visiting right after we moved into this new house, and the smoke alarm went off.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Very loud.
Oh my God. And my daughter said, I think that might be David trying to get a hold of you. And I poo-poo that because I'm really pretty cynical. And we started asking the smoke alarm questions, didn't we?
Right.
And it was answering us in one beep or
no,
2 beeps.
2 for yes.
Yes. It was crazy. So that was really when I realized I could talk to the other side, amazingly enough. And I've been working on those gifts ever since.
Yes.
And during our shutdown, of course, we went deep diving into our gifts and our shadow sides, and we were guided to start this channel. I said no. I have no intention of starting a YouTube channel. I'm an introvert. I don't want to be public with anything. Well, you can see how that worked. When you submit to the universe, the divine energy, you get pushed into doing what your life path is supposed to do. So here we are.
Here we are.
Over to you, Heather.
Okay. Well, during COVID, I was also working on shadow work, and we were doing a lot of TV watching. We watched a lot of YouTube. There were a lot of shows on that were helping us with the spiritual side of things, and we would see more concepts and ideas than we had ever seen. And we, take what you want, use some discernment, take what you think is right, and you throw away the rest of it.
Let the rest of it be there.
Even if it's the same person.
Exactly.
So,
But we were watching a lot of channelers,
yeah.
psychic mediums, card readers, and there is
interviewers.
there's a wealth of information on YouTube from all kinds of very talented and people coming from their heart on reading cards and talking about spiritual matters.
Yeah. And while you were working on your different skills, which was fun.
Yes, it was.
I got to do that with you. So while you were working on that, I was working on the issues that I had.
Yes.
Part of the shadow work.
Yes.
And realizing that I did have skills.
Absolutely. We both found out we were clairvoyant, clairsentient, and she's clairvoyant. I'm clairsentient and clairaudient.
And
Clairaudient is hearing, and clairsentient is just knowing.
Right. I don't know what you call seeing ghosts or seeing shadows, but I see people usually. I have seen some extraterrestrials, but most of the time, and sometimes animals, but most of the times it's shadows.
It seems like we have a
once in
lot
while.
of animals roaming around our house.
We do.
And my deceased husband.
Right. Well, yeah, he's always around.
He is.
Yeah, he's always
I
around.
don't see things like that, but
But I'll tell
she's
her,
always
he's here.
seeing it. Yeah.
Where is he? I says, he's over there. And she asks, and he says, okay, that's where I said he was.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
So after COVID, our first trip, after shutdown and all that time period of working on ourselves, we actually did a spiritual trip to Sedona and worked with some amazing practitioners and kind of released more stuff, as you do. And at that point is when I decided, okay, I'm surrendering to the divine and I'll do this YouTube channel, but I know nothing about electronics. I know nothing about TV. I know nothing about YouTube. So you're going to have to send me the experts.
They did.
I have no idea.
They did?
2 months later, we met two gentlemen in a restaurant that just happened to have the exact background that we needed and have produced this studio in our house and become really great friends. And we thank you, David and James, very, very much.
Yes. We do thank you.
So all I can say is be careful what you want.
What you wish for.
Be careful what you wish for because it's coming. If it's on your life path, it's coming for you. And here I am live on YouTube.
Yeah. While we were there, we were both going to different kinds of classes. I did a couple of things that she didn't do, and she did a couple of things that I didn't do. But we saw a lot of each other because there was only one car.
That's true.
And all the places were in the individuals' homes, so we had to drive all over.
But let me tell you this, that has nothing to do with our spirituality. We went on a UFO tour.
Yeah.
And the UFO tour was just fabulous. We went onto a dark mountain with night vision goggles, and the people that did the tour were experts. They knew where all the satellites were, where all Elon Musk's trains were going. They had everything down pat, and they knew exactly how to show us where the UFOs were. Oh my God, the sky was full, wasn't it?
Yes, there was tons of them. They even had some foreign, some alien type
Yes, alien artifacts.
And we were looking at them, and I thought, that's mine. And I thought, nah, it can't be mine.
And I channeled about them later, and I can't remember exactly what I channeled, and doesn't matter, but it's they were way older than these people thought they were. But that was just...
And it was mine.
It was fun. It was hers. They definitely... That rock was yours.
Yeah, that was mine. That was weird.
So I guess the next thing we're going to do is we're talking about our future show topics. I think I'd like to go into Crone energy. Probably Saturday will be our next video, and Crone energy, maybe channeling. If you all have any suggestions out there for what you would like to talk about, what interests you, just please leave us a comment in the comment box, and we'll certainly get to it. I have a list about 3 miles long so far, like, Crone wisdom, channeling, consciousness, shadow work, oneness, unity consciousness, unconditional love. I can go on and on, so you know where I'm coming from, right?
Exactly.
And next week, we'll definitely talk more about the Crone wisdom and how we've been embracing our Crone, because you know what? We're not little old ugly women with a stick in a cauldron. We're not.
Well, oh.
No, we're not. Anyway, I'd like to have Heather pull some more cards, if that's all right.
Okay. And this is another deck by Rebecca Campbell, and it's the Starseeds deck. And the reason I like this one is because it seems to be a little more advanced than the first one. The first one was great, and we were just beginning. But this one's like a step up. So let me shuffle a couple, and you'll see that they're very similar. These are a little...
Do you want card cam on?
Yes, please.
I'm going to put on card cam. Isn't this neat?
Okay. And I was shuffling those, and we'll just spread them out. And take the first card, which says Lemuria. Creating heaven on earth. And that's what's happening right now.
It is indeed.
Even though it's all crazy right now, it's because you have to tear down the old and put up new. But
to rebuild the new. That's perfect.
New and better. And this one says, align your life. What's not aligned or needs to change, that's what you need to fix. Align your life.
I say we're working on that too, huh?
I'd say, yeah. I think everybody is.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are these days.
Yeah, right.
Yay, raising the vibration of the planet and the humanity. That's fantastic.
And I hope you enjoyed meeting us, Heather and Priscilla. And
we're so happy you joined us today.
Yes. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, or share if you liked what we did today.
And please leave comments. We just love having comments. So
and I did
come back next time. We think it's going to be Saturday, but we'll let you know.
And we can see your comments, and I will take that into account. Somebody asked to talk about the ability to see ghosts.
Well, go ahead.
Okay.
We got time before we leave, right?
Yeah.
You all don't mind, do you?
It's just when I see a ghost, it's kind of out of the corner of my eye, and there's a shadow that goes through. Very seldom do I actually see them like I did when I was a kid. And there was another time that I saw them when I was talking to a banker. His mother showed up right behind him. He was talking about how she had passed. And so I let him know. And he seemed very appreciative.
I'm sure.
But it was very unusual because I could see her right behind him in her house dress, the way she was, and what her shape was, and I could describe her to him, and it was right. So I guess I actually saw it.
If any of you guys see ghosts, let us know.
Yeah,
we'd love to hear about it.
The only other time I really saw anything was when I hit my head and had to be in the hospital, and I got nervous. Finally, got upset, and good old friend here. She took my hand, but when she took my hand, it wasn't just her. I also saw David's hand on top of hers. So that was, I knew it right away, but it was comforting but weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see a thing, of course. Anyway, I think that's it for today, our first show. Thank you for joining us. I'm really excited.
Me too.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you.